How's it going, everybody? This is Okami-san, and welcome back to part 30 of The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time for Nintendo 64. Now, if you guys were with me and following along with me in the last video, we actually went back to the Spirit Temple as a youngling, and we actually finally claimed the silver gauntlets that we needed. And if you guys didn't recall, we actually met the guerrilla leader Naburu, who actually told us that she needed the silver gauntlets in order to stop Ganondorf. But however, though, that didn't end so well, since apparently we saw two witches who belonged to Ganondorf actually trapped her. We don't know where, but all we know is that now it's actually our job to actually take down these two witches. However, though, now as you see, with the silver gauntlets, I was able to push those two big blocks that we actually encountered just a few minutes back there. And those silver blocks, those big blocks are actually really heavy. So if I didn't have the silver gauntlets, I would never have moved those at all. But however, though, with the silver gauntlets, I'm actually able to move those blocks with pretty much with ease. So other than that, though, I really hope that you guys were following along with my playthrough in the last video. And like I said before, most of these playthroughs, I'm actually just gonna be commentating and just explaining about different part of the area, actually how to get through them. If you guys ever wanted that, so technically I don't know if I'm making this sound like a guide, but I feel like I am now at this point. Alright then, in this next room over here, we're actually going to be coming across a room full with silver rupees. Collect every single one of the silver rupees, and then you'll be able to unlock the door. However, though, there's actually gold skull and a song behind that little square of Song of Time, or actually behind the small Song of Time cube. So if you actually go ahead and play Song of Time, then you'll actually be able to get the gold skull. And you can see here, this last silver rupee over here is actually going to be a little more difficult to get. However, though, if you correctly position yourself with a long shot, you can actually get it. Or if you want to, you can actually use the hover boots. Although it's going to be a little repetitive, but that's pretty much it. Now following along in the small one is actually going to be a small key. Although be careful for the light lake, because there's actually going to be a light lake in this room. And if the light light catches you, it's actually gonna take either your shield or your tunic that you're wearing. If you're not wearing any of the Goron or Zora tunic, your tunic will be fine. But if you have your Hylian shield, it will definitely take your Hylian shield. Now, if you don't kill it within like certain amount, probably within 10 seconds, it'll actually take your shield. Now over here, I got caught by the light light. It was actually here. As you can see, it says here your shield is gone since now he's telling me. You want to go ahead and immediately defeat it. Once you do, you'll actually be able to recover your shield. As you can see here, I got my shield back, and thankfully, I didn't let it get eaten up by the like. Alright, then now that we grapple ourselves up to the small edge, we're actually going to be face to face with the floor master. It's actually going to be right over here, invisible. However, though, by taking care of these, you'll be fine. Now, you want to go ahead and take the mirror right over here and shine it all the way to the third face right over here in the middle. Once you do, you'll be able to open up the door, but without a problem. But however, though, be careful is that the second face that you shine will actually give you, as you saw, it'll actually give you an ice chest that's actually going to freeze us, so we don't want that. However, though, I wasn't aware of it. Now over here, there's actually a switch right over here, so with the hover boots, you want to go ahead and use the hover boots to get over there. Or you can actually do a mega flip glitch, but in this case, I mean, without the glitches, you actually need the hover boots to get over there. You want to make sure you have a good running head start, and you want to roll before you get over the edge. And there we go, I got over there. Now for this switch, you're actually going to need to use a Megaton hammer, because honestly, this hammer is rusty right now. So I know this switch is rusty right now, so we can unlock it press it. But however, though, with Megaton hammer, as you recall, we found in the fire temple, we actually can. Now as you can see here, there's actually going to be a little crest. Trevor's crest over here. So by playing Zelda's Lullaby, there's actually going to be a small chest that's going to contain a small key, if I'm correct. Alright then, now once we finally get the small key from the small chest, there's actually going to be a gold skull on the right, on our left right over here. However, if you want to, I mean, you can actually get this gold skull, but if you don't want to, I mean, it's not necessary. So as you can see how Navi is glowing green, it's because there's actually going to be a scarecrow right over here that we can summon if we learn a scarecrow song by going back to Lake Hylia, but as you can see, I didn't learn about it, but that's fine. Now, if you actually light these torches on fire, it's actually going to we're actually going to get the map, and by getting the map, obviously we can tell where we're going, and we can see the whole entire area, dungeons area. In this area, we're actually going to come across with two big blocks. By pushing it with the silver gauntlets that we have automatically equipped, we can actually move these two big blocks without any problem. And this actually will lead us to a switch here that we can actually press that will take us back. Use Megaton Hammer and go ahead and fall down, and you'll be fine. Now, of course, now that we actually have the small key, we can actually go back to the area where we were at. And going back to the center of the door, we can actually go ahead and head back to this one small area where we needed to unlock the door with the small key. Now, as you can see here, I'm going back all the way to the left area where there was a door here. I want to go ahead and be careful with this beam over here. If you want to, you can just run past it, but of course I decided to do it just to get some bombs. In this next room, we're actually going to come across with these floating enemies that were similar to what we faced off against in back in the Spirit Temple as a child. So if you guys didn't recall, these enemies are actually going to be, these enemies are actually be only vulnerable to fire. As you can see, I'm just being very careful because I don't want to accidentally making this one. I actually don't want to make any of them hurt me at all. But you know what? Seems like they're not spinning any flames at me. That's a great thing. However, though, as you can see here, they're all actually positioning themselves around me, like carefully in a different way. So you can see here, this one is actually, I'm actually gonna go ahead and fall. Well, I didn't mean to fall, but as you can see here, every single one of these three guys are they actually just need to be positioned. We need to like stand in at the right position of the room to be able to actually get them to follow our lead so they can burn. And there you go. As you can see, the first, second, and third, there was just only 3 positions. Alright then, now once we go ahead and enter the room where it was locked, now as you can see, there's actually going to be 4 Armo statues. Now, by attacking them, they'll all come to life. However, though, we actually need 1 Pika. So the thing is, as you can tell, there's actually a blue switch. By forcing at least one of them to be able to stand on the switch, by simply stunning them with a deck unit, we can actually get them to actually stand on the switch, and we can finally gain access to the locked door that's actually right over there. Alright then, so once you already passed all that, now we can actually go ahead and face off a second Iron Knuckle. This Iron Knuckle is the similar to the one that we fought as a child, but of course with the Big Goron Star, we'll actually take it out within probably just 10 seconds. As you can see, that was a pretty quick fight. So once we finally enter out the same way, we're actually going to come across a big chest that's actually going to contain the Mirror Shield. The Mirror Shield is actually going to be a special shield that we can actually keep. And with this shield, it actually is very different compared to the Highland Shield. This shield can actually reflect light, or in this case, it can also reflect back on repel any attacks that can, of course, that are possibly magic based. But in this case, also is that this shield cannot be swallowed at all by the light. Technically, lights can never take a shield away from us. Compared to the Highland Shield, it's viable at any bizarre any of the bazaar markets like located in Kakariko Village, as an example. However, though, in this case, with this mirror shield, I mean, it's infinite for us, so we can actually keep the shield. However, though, as you can see, this shield we actually need it, because otherwise, without it, we couldn't open this door by reflecting the light. So as you can tell, the special property about this shield is that we can reflect light to anything else. So as in this case, we were able to reflect the light to the sun face. By doing so, we were able to actually unlock the door and get a small key in here, which was actually really helpful to us. Now, because of that, we're actually going to go ahead and head back to the area where we saw that big giant gorilla statue. So by opening this locked door, we're actually going to come across with two beam walls and also a wall that's actually got some moving walls. So if you want to, you can actually just go ahead and simply just use a hookshot and go over to the top much faster. I recommend doing that because you don't want to like spend your whole entire time climbing. There's actually going to be a Triforce Crest over here that's actually going to lead us to a room where there's actually going to be a boss key. However, though in this case, I did went the wrong way, which I thought the boss key was going to be here, but sadly it wasn't. No, there's actually going to be two Lozalfo enemies that are actually going to be here. One in this corridor, and the second one in the other corridor at where the switch was. Now, if you go ahead and correctly position yourself, you can actually make a fake sun face disappear. Beware here, there are actually going to be white bubbles. These ones are actually different because they only move like they actually spin for a few minutes and then they move in any random direction. You want to go ahead and change the mirror to make it shine all the way to the right, to its right. As you can see here, there's actually going to be a boulder blocking, so you want to go ahead and blow it up with a bomb, and it's pretty much simple. Alright then, so by shining the mirror to another mirror on the right side, beware, there's a Lender Lozalfo like I told you over here. Alright, just hit twice and then you'll be done with that one. Go ahead and change the direction of this mirror and have it point to the room directly where we hit a switch. Alright then, by doing so, then there's actually going to be light reflected down to some suns at this one small pillar over here, that's going to be on the floor. So you want to go ahead and shine the light, and also beware of those possessed pots as they'll fly towards you. You want to go ahead and make sure that you reflect the light to the sun face on your left. If you do it on the sun face on your right, it's just not going to do anything. Actually, no, it's not going to be one on the right. Never mind. You want to go ahead and shine the light on the sun face. Once you do so, it'll actually allow us to bring this pillar floor down. Alright, and as you can see, now we're actually going to head back to the area, to that one room where we actually opened the door with Zelda's Lullaby, because it turns out there's actually going to be, like I said before, there's actually a small boss key. Like I said before, you want to go ahead, if you're actually going back the same way as I am, you want to go ahead and make sure that you use the long shot and actually just get it over to the ledge. Pretty much simple and fast without having the need to climb. And for some reason, I did not take damage by rolling into a spike trap, but you know what, that's how it is. You want to go, so there's actually be an ice switch that's actually going to be at the very far left corner right there, next to the chest on the left side. You want to go ahead and make sure you break that one. As you can see in this case, I didn't see that. However, though, you can actually blow up these fake doors with either bombs or with the Megaton hammer. But by doing so, as you can see, we actually found the ice switch. You want to go ahead and you want to make sure that you actually hit the switch so that you can actually make a floating glass platform up here. You want to go ahead and use your hookshot and aim at the tether mark, and actually go ahead and go down and get the boss key. By stepping on the switch, we can actually make the flames disappear and get the boss key. Hooray! And with that ahead, we can actually head to the boss area. Alright then, so you want to go ahead and use the mirror shield and reflect the light to the face of the statue. By doing so, we're actually going to make the face, we're actually going to disintegrate the face, and there's actually going to be a screen door appearing right over there. Hookshot yourself all the way over there, and then once you do, there's going to be the boss door is right over there. We'll continue on to the next video of part 31 of the Legends of Ocarina of Time for the Nintendo 64. We'll take on the boss in the next episode. I'm Kami guys, and I'm Akami-san guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and take care guys.